Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
He's really here? Let's go downstairs and have a look.
It's a good day to go gliding.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? Why are you traveling? Well, that's as good a reason as any. Sit down over there, then.
So, guess we've broken the ice. What a weird guy.
That little one beside you.
That's not true.
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
And he was so cool, just...
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee. That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling.
Ah, thank you. Now, as for my question, the answer to a question, I only wish to know what your choices are. Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question. Is that your answer? Question Rex Lapis. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future? Now that they've... So that's your answer? Now for my... This world has people who... Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So, this is your... As I thought. You really are similar to... I'll take that 500 more. That said, I only... Like you, I am currently on a journey. You and... I have come to
An abyss...
an even more twisted abyssal being. One...
Oh, we haven't encountered...
There's some reason, but it's possible that they...
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Uh-huh.
That manner. Well then, let's meet up at the... This abandoned temple, the Falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind. The abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Paimon wonders what the Abyss Heralds look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
boss fight.
Freeze!
What's the hurry? Dodge this! Oh, so sorry. What's the hurry?
You're in for a little shock. Let's spark things up a little. Come a little closer.
Cool it!
Just a few abyss mages? Seems like that the abyss. It is chaos. That is why, and the creatures of.
You seem to know.
I suppose that judging by the perhaps we.
What's the hurry? Fascinating.
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dean's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him. Everything's ready. Let's go. I'll take care of it.
I charge a higher rate.
Ja.
Freeze! How fortunate.
Lord of Wolvendom, sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here. No, I only know these things because of previous trap. All right, let's go see if.
But where do we begin?
Indeed. See, knowing what I do of the.
Do you think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kind of scary. Let's beat them up first. Whew, that's that. Let's go check out that bonfire.
What's the hurry?
Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the Abyss. Sure. And there's another one of those bonfire spells. Looks like the Abyss. Yikes! Where did these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick!
Freeze!
You're in for a little shock.
Go, Barbara! Ja. Ja.
Dodge this!
Have you finished searching?
What's up, Eclipse?
I searched around these parts and found some signs myself, but they were left behind by Abyss mages. It seems that we should leave as well.
But now we're...
No. Let's get a move on that.
The lair of Storm Terror. Now occupied. I have to use my speed, there's no choice.
I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis, but I suppose that this... In fact, the first time I laid...
Huh?
Don't think too much about it. Do you remember the light actuators that if the Abyss Order is in? Let's go see what the
Actuators. Go deeper, huh? Need to unlock the chasm real quick. You also need to unlock Ashtaha.
There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
Frostbite. Dodge this.
Surrendering will be gentle.
Cool it. Dodge this.
Die.
Dodge this. Oh, so sorry.
Let the show begin.
Freeze.
Blitz.
Cool it. This moment will be frozen in time.
So in the end, we still couldn't find that Abyss Herald.
I wouldn't call not having to gaze upon such a creature a shame exactly.
It's a shameful
Still,
thing.
I do believe.
No, you're right. If it's a really powerful
How good it would be if all perils once upon a time, yes.
where are
She no longer. I'm afraid that
they? Oh.
I still have.
Hey! Either way, we should settle
Home. Well, it won't be too late to think of. While you're still traveling, you should.
Huh? What's familiar?
A familiar feeling, you say? Whichever it is, we can reach the top of that.
Oh, Dane moves really fast, doesn't he? Let's use
There's
that
a
wind current
loose
nearby
rock
to catch
formation.
up.
No, there it is. See if I can slam it.
How fortunate.
Just a chest.
Catch the wind.
Alright, Dainsleaf.
Can you still sense that familiar feeling that.
But it doesn't feel like there's anything.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about this place. It doesn't look my traveling Me? I merely Huh? A ruin guard's footprint. A ruin guard was wandering around here? No peace to be found, even for a single dandelion.
Dandelion. Gobble.
What's gotten into you? You were just spacing out, huh? You mean, but how could that be? You...
Perhaps that dandelion. As for why,
Here's...
do not rush. Vexation and at least at this time. The most. Yes, may you find your kin.
Huh?
Only for now. After all.
Alright, level 35. So now we can screw around. And we need involuntary sacrifice. Uh-oh. You send once more.
Trainee Forest Ranger calling.
Oh, yes, yes. They have the audacity to go after anything. The Seven. Still. Oh, Traveler, it's you.
It's me, and it's
Hi,
me.
you. What are you doing here with Lon? Do you have a commission you need to post?
Hello. We were just discussing the treasure hoarders.
Yes.
Those butt
Just
bandits?
saying how even the audacious treasure hoarders should know better than to mess with the Abyss. It's just too evil.
But we recently received...
Two big time.
Yes,
Oh, Raptor.
you are correct. Some say that the god.
Anyway, that despite how dangerous they have already
To this end?
Grand Thief.
Oh, indeed. The Grand Thief is highly respected in the treasure hoarders. In the same
Yeah, I
way
think I
that
remember.
we...
This is
Ah,
part
so
2 of,
so, despite...
with the major changes in but anything related. So I decided to come to the Adventurers Guild to post. Oh,
Good to see this in the hand.
Okay, so this is part 2 of Dainsleif's bit.
Add Ash.
So now I can go up to level 78 now. Alright, so we're gonna need to get some masks. We can make them. Not a big deal. No, we can do this at any time. We'll keep our world level where it's at for right now. I don't think we're ready to ascend just yet. It's only till AR40 is when it really matters. So what we need to do is make a mask.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Let's go and get our affinity to Dendro. Darn. Yeah, we don't need to do it right now. Curious what this one's all about. Apparently we got a quest from Sumeru, and I'm curious on what it is. Let's kick their ass.
Following orders. Dodge this. Propagate.
I'll protect us.
Hey, that.
Come a little closer.
Cool it.
Ooh, we hard leveled Barbara.
What's the hurry? Freeze. Quite the fun. Catch the wind.
It's a doggo. Oh my, your doggo. This is commission for Sumeru?
Greetings. Welcome to the
Are there any easy? Really? That's all? Yeah.
There are several they have been under. They offer substantial pay. Yes. Let's walk through the recruitment process. Very good. How's your understanding of element? All right. You'll have to find Gafoor. According to the standard, he sounded like you.
Do you still remember what the coffee's like here?
Of course. How could I forget? It used to be my
Whoa.
go-to drink here. Listen, Gafoor. I suppose I should call you Professor Gafoor now. We're old acquaintances, so how about we stop beating around the bush, hmm? First you wanted to catch up, and now the coffee. If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, that's a pleasant surprise.
Gafoor! He's the one we're searching for.
Oh, well, it's nothing really. It's just Cyrus is also disappointed. To be honest, it's a real shame that you left the academia, Lisa. With your wisdom and intellect, had you stayed in the academia, you would have become a herbad by now.
Herbad.
Hold on.
Herbad? She definitely Herbad.
The librarian Lisa! Our Lisa! Paimon heard that Lisa had studied at the academia before, but that was a long time ago.
If I'm reading the situation right, you're reminiscing about the past to convince me to come back, aren't you?
Well, I heard that you're currently the librarian for the Knights of Favonius in Mondstadt. If you ask me, that's a tragic waste of your talents. Why waste your time and energy on something as trivial as taking care of a library? Your time is much more valuable than that. If you're willing to come back to the academia, I have plenty of projects for you to preside over right away. The academia needs people right now, and some of these projects are quite important.
Yawn. So all this talk is to convince me to come back. I'm guessing Professor Cyrus doesn't know that you're talking to me about this.
As a matter of fact, he has long wanted you to come back and work at the academia.
Is that so? You know, Professor Gafoor, it isn't a good idea to lie to people. Our teacher knows exactly why I left the academia after only 2 years. He would never ask me to come back. Giving up my life in Mondstadt and returning to the academia as a Spontamod researcher. The price of seeking wisdom is no longer something I'm willing to pay. So please, don't bother trying to get me to come back.
Wow! So Lisa used to be a Spontamod researcher? Paimon's never heard of—
Besides, taking care of a library is important work. I've never considered it a waste of my time. Wisdom is hidden in every corner of the world. Never underestimate wisdom, no matter how small it may appear. That's what our teacher always said. A good scholar wouldn't overlook the small details, Gafoor. And there's one other detail you probably haven't noticed. 2 people have been eavesdropping on us for quite a while now.
Busted.
Is there anything we can help you two with?
hello, Lisa?
Well, if it isn't you two. Long time no see, cutie. Paimon.
Excuse me, but what business do you two have here?
Well, actually, we're here to participate in a research project on ley lines for Spontamod. We just finished registering with Effendi.
A research project on ley lines? Oh, darling. You haven't joined the academia, have you?
Right. Effendi told us a research project is looking for paid volunteers.
Paid volunteers? Gafoor, is the academia really that understaffed?
No. The paid volunteers are for a conventional project to monitor the ley lines. We rely on a lot of manpower to collect the data.
If memory serves me right,
We've seen our fair share of combat since leaving Mondstadt.
it's been so long now. I can only imagine what wonderful stories you have to share.
So there's no—
Since you two are here to apply for the project, then
I'm sorry, Gafoor. My answer is still no.
aren't you even a little bit interested?
I have never regretted my decision to leave the academia. And I don't think that will change in the future.
I thought after all this time you would have a different answer. But you're still as obstinate as ever, Lisa. You've made yourself clear. I'll only make a fool of myself if I keep insisting. In that case, I still have unfinished business to take care of, so I'll take my leave. See you at the Darshan reunion in a few days.
Yes. Don't worry. I'll be there on time.
As for you two, please come see me later in the Mautiima forest when you're oh, and one
Yes?
I wish you the best of luck in Mondstadt.
Thank you. Well then, cuties. Now that the recruiter is gone, we can sit down and have a good chat. Much has been happening within the academia, and Gafoor is paving the way for his future.
By the way, Lisa, what brought you to Sumeru? Are the Knights okay with you being gone?
Of course. Jean gave me an extended paid vacation. It's rare that I get any time off, so I thought to myself, why not go on a trip and relax a little? I don't know how much of our conversation you heard, but I studied in the Spontamod Darshan at the academia for 2 years. But instead of staying at the academia after graduation, I went back to Mondstadt to become the librarian for the Knights of Favonius.
So that's why you came to Sumeru, right? to walk around and meet with your old friends and teachers.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt if I told you. After all, it was ages ago. If anything, it all boils down to a difference in philosophy. When I first came to the academia, Professor Cyrus really appreciated my work and invited me to participate in several major projects. But most of those projects ended in failure. To be honest, they went too far trying to achieve wisdom beyond mortal understanding, so failure was only to be expected. I didn't want any part of that lunacy, so I left. Anyway, now that I told you, make sure you keep it between us.
Sounds like you've experienced a lot.
I don't wish to return to the academia, even if Professor Cyrus came to ask me personally. Rather than conducting experiments day and night, I'm much more suited for working hours that start after 10 a.m., with regular afternoon tea every day.
Oh, Lisa chose to be a librarian because she doesn't want to deal with hassles all the time.
I prefer to take things at my own pace when it comes to tiring tasks like a job. And besides, being able to take regular vacations is also really important. It's a pity I didn't even have time to visit that child in Gandharvaville yet. Speaking of which, what about you two? What brings my favorite cuties to Sumeru? I see. So you came to Sumeru in search of information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, the god of wisdom. The two of you have more pressing issues than entertaining a tourist like me. I wanted to walk around Sumeru with you, but now doesn't seem like the right time. What a pity. It's very rare for us to meet like this. Oh, then would you like to spend some time with me, darling? That would be wonderful. I plan to spend the next few days visiting around Sumeru City. At the end of my stay, I'll leave from Gandharvaville and return to Mondstadt via Liyue. Who knows? Perhaps we'll bump into each other again in Sumeru City or Gandharvaville. Come to think of it, there's something romantic about such a chance encounter like this. It's like icing on the cake for this little vacation of mine. If you see me around, be sure to come and say hello. Otherwise, I might start feeling lonely.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Both are really good. Both outfits are.
I remember. You two agreed to meet Gafur in Mount Te'ima Forest to talk about the ley lines research job. Feel free to leave.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. That's good. That's funny. Surprised that there's natural sunlight inside the buildings. Alright, time to go.
The legend of the ancient hero, Antara,
Alright, let's get the teapot out of the way. Let's get our vacation home, shall we?
Children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right! Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days. Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. but almost no one has been able to find Shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is Smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, Smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the Adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you already heard of the Traveler and his traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
The same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential. Yanfei, are you sure you can't find some other way?
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Where did that book come from?
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch.
Wow, an Adeptus best we be a little...
Hello, Mr. Crossel. How's business been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize,
Wait! Isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a
Guaranteed genuine? With 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false?
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhiqiao lives?
Oh, of course.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossel. We'll be off now.
I've marked Miss Zhiqiao's
Lantern right means...
Oh my.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Miss Zhiqiao? My associates and I are very...
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I spent so much money on them. My family, we now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around. So we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and that's what the hairpins were for, too. But now that I've lost the hairpin...
Why does Paimon...
Would you really?
Hold on. Don't run up...
Huh? Well...
Let me see.
That's right! Yeah, true. Those...
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus...
Even higher. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However, all of this is assuming that it...
Did you really have to pause before saying? Whichever way you look at it.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check...
Please. Please, however much it is, I will have to pay it. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep...
Yes, legally speaking, it's... So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? My family has seen much jade pass through its...
Smooth to the No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. You lost?
I'm sorry,
Mora! I just don't...
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. It was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article...
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation.
Thank you very much. How could...
Looks like I'll have to find some...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. It's not convenient to speak here, so...
How could she lose?
Miss Yanfei, what is this about?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all.
Now that is strange. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like...
Well then, since you're so...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for... It feels like Yanfei is even more
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract. Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages.
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the...
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which—
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. Also, the idea of someone abusing— But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to— I've got it! If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to— Oh! It's you, Miss Yenfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnayan merchant named I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Try your luck betting on jade?
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait!
There's nothing special to it. It just so happened these two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell that there may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having—
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossel—
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take—
Miss Yenfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossel did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus Jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus Jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might—
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossel brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see.
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossel won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Nope. Aha! Got it! Sinxie. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But
yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices. You sound surprised. Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Sinxie.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened? Did the client from last time,
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. I'm just here. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Crossel? Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of something he called Smaragdus Jadeite. The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate. This order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Sinxie, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossel commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
What's going on, I hate?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Crossel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself, the item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Sinxie. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure. It isn't serving much purpose here anyway.
Nothing you need to worry about. Just a minor issue.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip. Let's go to Boo Boo Pharmacy to speak with Dr. Baiju.
The weirdo with the snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to him for?
Because only he can provide an authoritative statement confirming that Smaragdus Jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can wrap this case up.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs. And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well, now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 mountain treatises. The Seven Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yanfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus jadeite?
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document, won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus jadeite recently. A Snezhnayan merchant came to ask me about it not long ago. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment. I wonder, Miss Yanfei, if your pressing business might be related to this Snezhnayan merchant?
Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind. Take care now.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just...
Take care now, everyone.
Please, show me your prescription.
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract, Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this. I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it... if we want to determine... if we want to determine whether the ore... whether the ore is genuine, this is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit signed by the business owner, Chateau.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus jadeite and Smaragdus nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite. So I had him cut away the nephrite, he returned the valuable jadeite core to me, and some nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
That's an unsubstantiated...
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first...
Hard evidence. Something legally binding.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either.
You know, you could be right.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do, Traveler. Would you do the honors? I'm referring to the affidavit signed by Dr. I'm referring to the affidavit. I'm referring to the affidavit. I'm referring to the affidavit. I'm referring to the 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 affidavit signed by Dr. Baiju of I'm referring to the affidavits.
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch. Sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus jadeite?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item, I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, I...
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Ms. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell, your answer, please.
Yep, he's seriously intimidating, right?
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had in but I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price. But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out. That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite, and especially I was worried that someone would see through it, which is...
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal...
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of...
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original...
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's a...
There's no need. It's fine. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear... However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus...
What? But...
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn the Smaragdus jadeite...
Well, that's not quite how the...
Thanks so much for your help.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on... Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produced that you're very skilled in jewelry design. If we could join forces...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too.
Exactly. Even though...
The right solution depends on the objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near worth what the vendor had claimed it to be, what an Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, Don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy for—
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with—
Well, since we got what we came for, it's
Ah, you've returned. How did it go? Were you able to find the Smaragdus Jadeite? Good, good. Then we have all the materials we need.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come—
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so Indeed she is. Liyue Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately Liyue is not— All right, then. Let us—
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
It is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. There we go. This Serenity Pot is all yours now. Hold it firmly. Take these blueprints with you as well.
Wait a minute, Gran.
Oh, you needn't.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! Huh. But there's just a whole lot— Hey! Still. Oh, wait a—
Well, it seems that we have a visitor.
It's a huge finch! Excuse me, I am not a finch. I am a teapot spirit, and, hang on a Oh, call me. So you're the little... Madam Ping? You may leave all matters. Your journey may be... Though it is the Adepti who create realms such as this, they generally do not have the time of day to attend to the banal matter of their maintenance. Thus, we teapot spirits, you may consider me. Now, have you any blueprints on? As long as you have a blueprint, you can... Blueprints? Yes, these are the blueprints. Just commit the image of, then simply release the thought. Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city inside, couldn't we? I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus explained this to me at some point in the past. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, even that has its limits. This world is not a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of brief respite from the mortal realm, not a means of escaping it entirely. A golden-eyed adeptus? I hardly remember myself. What's more, I have never... Well, let's not dwell on that. If there's anything you would like to ask, just... Maybe you're not... If you ever have it... Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window.
No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain.
There are signs of treasure hoarder activity here. They must have come to these ruins.
The rulings are
Let's go
behind
deeper
an
inside.
X.
Paimon sure hopes Ganyu's information is reliable.
Are you questioning Ganyu right now?
Guards here. Looks like their plan to draw away the Abyss Order's forces really worked.
Dodge this.
More signs that a treasure hoarder was here. This should be the right direction. But why does it feel stranger and stranger as we make it deeper into these ruins? Be careful now. Paimon's right behind you.
What's the hurry?
Dead.
This looks like a... Could it be the... Why is he in that position? That's... Why is the statue's hands? Paimon remembers they're normally holding an orb, right? But this statue is holding... And the Paimon doesn't feel so good. We can't stay here! Quick, run!
What's the hurry?
You cannot spy on the secrets of the Abyss. You have come here. You have as a herald. I will mete out your punishment.
An Abyss Herald?
Dainsleif. Oh, I thought you were just a couple of pests that stumbled in here by mistake. So, you are with Dainsleif, that constant annoyance in our affairs. Did he send you here to die? His resistance against the Abyss has gone nowhere for a long time. There is nothing you can do to change the tide. The Abyss is unstoppable.
We'll find out.
Power! I've never seen it before! Careful! Please
for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Dodge this!
You're in for a little shock.
Annihilate!
Cool it!
This power, it seems familiar. I see. In that case, I shall stay here no longer.
Such a strong enemy. Who knew the Abyss or... Huh? What is it? Oh, right, yep.
So, we meet again. A little sooner than I had expected.
Hey, it's Dane!
Judging by your expression, it seems you just... Could it be that you encountered...
Huh?
I've been on the Abyss Herald's trail. I didn't expect to find you... An inverted statue of the Seven, holding abyssal power in its hands. Tell me the rest of what happened in there.
And then, as we got close to the exit, an Abyss Herald suddenly appeared and blocked our way. We fought a big battle.
Yes, this is a rare opportunity indeed.
Let's go! A rare
Freeze! Propagate!
Let the show begin.
Scatter!
You're in for a little shock.
Dodge this!
You're in for a little shock. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Those Abyss mages just now.
No. They were just digging through these
Oh, is that so? Looking for chaos devices, chaos circuits?
They wouldn't be searching for such ordinary objects. In fact, I was near... They seemed to be searching the remains of Ruingar. However, they looked disappointed. So it would seem they haven't found it yet.
Well then, why didn't you grab one of them just now and ask what they were up to?
I certainly don't mean to be merciful, but I have a feeling that their plan with this object... One cannot discover the truth, or rather, these Abyss mages... All right, we...
Catch the wind.
Movement detected. You cannot hide forever.
How fortunate.
I can't wait any longer!
Don't get frostbite.
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. I have some for you. Come a little closer.
Propagate!
Boba, get them!
Try not to enjoy this too.
Don't push your luck. Freeze!
Wow, besides the event, seems...
There are no coincidences, just like your appearance in that tavern. Time, forget it. Just the connection between the Abyss Order and the... Rather, they are both branches that have grown...
Branches?
Both originate from an ancient nation that was destroyed 500 years ago. Khaenri'ah.
Huh? Khaenri'ah? Really? The Abyss Order and Ruin Guards are left over from after the destruction of that nation? Oh, speaking of Khaenri'ah, that's really a super ancient name! Oh, right. As your guide, Paimon should explain a bit here. Huh? You have memories of being there, but that nation was destroyed.
Is that so? Well, everyone has their secrets. You did not pry into mine, so I shall not pry into yours. But, if you would like to tell me, I will listen. So, the Khaenri'ah you saw, what was it like?
So that's the complete story, huh?
I see. So your first memory after coming to this world was being awoken by your sister from within that meteorite.
It seems your sister woke up first. But the question is, how long before you?
And then your sister told you that the destruction of Khaenri'ah plunged the whole world into chaos, and that you two should leave this world called Teyvat?
The destruction of Khaenri'ah? She said that?
That destruction you witnessed, that's history from 500 years ago. It seems the first time you awoke in this world was indeed during that period.
Huh. So your sister...
And it was shortly after that that you encountered an unknown god who blocked...
Oh, Paimon knows this part.
I understand. When you awoke at that time and hurriedly tried to leave for another... But now, since you have come to gain some understanding of Teyvat, you are able to guess...
If that's the case, you before going to Mondstadt, you had... So the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Khaenri'ah so you could find your sister? Oh, yeah. You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
I probably know more about Khaenri'ah than both of you. Khaenri'ah was a nation without a god. Not because it had a god that died or abandoned them, but because it never had a god to begin with. It was a powerful nation, built purely by humans. An unprecedented, flourishing, and glorious civilization. It was the pride of humankind.
A nation without a god?
Later events unfolded just as you remember. It was all destroyed by gods.
You mean that...
500 years ago, the gods descended upon the world and brought desolation to Khaenri'ah. The pride of humankind was uprooted and crushed, like a weed removed from the garden of the gods.
How could that be? The history books don't say anything about that.
Yes, well, continuing to discuss the past now will only dampen our spirits. Let's keep moving.
can do this! Let's dance.
Why not keep me company for a while? There'll be plenty of time for work later. It's nearly time for afternoon tea. Today's no good for going out. Did I say that yesterday as well?
Let the show begin. Over there! It's more ruin guards and abyss mages. Dane was just saying how these ancient machines are from Conria. So, did Conria have a lot of ruins that needed to be guarded?
No. Ruin Guard is the name modern people have given these machines. No one called them that 500 years ago. These Ruin Guards were known as Field Tillers by the people of Conria.
Field Tillers? What a strange name.
It's not like you think. Field Tiller was just a code name. The people of Conria like to give code names to their weapons. The land is not to be tilled with farming tools, but rather is to be fought for with steel and blood. This is how the Field Tiller came about.
Fought for with steel and blood? Well,
After the destruction of Conria, these masterless Field Tillers went completely out of control. They wandered aimlessly over the centuries, gradually spreading to every corner of Tevat. Perhaps resonating with the sorrow of other civilizations lost to time, they found their way to various ruins across the land, where they lie dormant.
That sounds so sad. Yeah.
Once you understand more, those but no matter their past.
Exterminate! Scatter! You're in for a little... This one will be frozen in death.
I'll protect you. Come on, we can do it.
Dodge this! Cool it! Oh, so sorry.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
Freeze!
This abyss may
Perhaps it really does contain information.
But
Engulf the faith of an enemy in flame.
what? Is it
Loom of fate. The abyss, seem to be It seems like they are still launching the operation. Or
Loom of Fate? What's that? Is it literally a fate from the horrible... So, Dane...
I'm reading it now.
How so?
In short, the first phase of the plan is related to Osile, Overlord of the Vortex.
The Overlord of the Vortex? You mean that god in the ocean? What do they want with Osile?
I know of your past heroics regarding Dvalin, and I also know of the Abyss Order's role in the Storm Terror incident. Though you may not have been aware of it at the time, you were thwarting an Abyss Order operation similar to this one.
Last time it was Venti's old friend. This time it's a huge ancient god. The Abyss Order keeps setting their sights higher and higher. Will the Abyss Order use their lies and dark magic to corrupt Osile, just as they did Dvalin?
No. From the contents of the talisman, this operation goes one step further. They won't just corrupt Osile's mind. They also plan to use the ancient technology behind the field tillers to completely transform Osile's body.
Is that even possible? So wait, the Abyss Order wants to make some sort of cybernetic squid god of magic?
Very few people today truly understand the civilization of Khaenri'ah. Though of course, the accuracy of that understanding itself is difficult to judge. Only the Abyss Order has consistently sought out the remnants of Khaenri'ah. Despite being far from human, they seek out this lost human civilization quite persistently. The talisman's message states that they will use the defiled statue as a base, attaching Osile and the new core that shall replace the orb usually held by the Statue of the Seven is the eye of the very first field tiller.
The eye of the very first field tiller?
It would seem so.
This whole thing keeps getting more...
Yes. According to the talisman, the eye should be placed in thereby imbuing the newly born god with the power to topple the divine thrones of Celestia.
Oh boy, the Abyss Order sure isn't Since no one knows where the first field tiller is, how about we take the information? Yeah, that...
The cathedral.
Huh?
Nothing. A huge statue. But how aware of this was...
Faith doesn't ask for anything. Shh! We're about to end. Actually, the...
I never
Huh?
You are the honorary. Having me tag along would only make them suspicious. Correct. When a non-believer... I have never... That's enough about that.
Okay.
I should... The Church of Favonius wouldn't ignore the matter of... Also... Meddle...
Honorary Knight! Hi, how have you been? Do you need anything today? But I should first make it clear.
It seems she hasn't realized it's just an illusion. Oh, we're here to ask some questions about something.
What's that? Field tiller.
Of course you wouldn't know anything about...
Huh? You're here to ask about that old... A long time ago, there was in nearly every member of in the church's records, as you might assume, this incident has been called the Lost Statue of the Seven. Of course.
No. Sorry, Barbara.
Other strange stories.
The tyrants...
Oh, this many
balls of fire rain...
People at that time, this strange phenomenon continued for about a year. Right. Perhaps it was some... Anyway.
It's okay.
There's that pointless word, thank you again.
Oh, Rosario!
If you're looking for the Knights of Favonius, they're busy with those monsters that tried to attack
Wasn't that the Abyss?
Indeed. They're gathering in wool. Could it be that the Abyss... Master Jean has already headed off to...
Then I...
Master Jean said you should...
But... You're also a...
Right. We'll go...
Oh. But please, everyone, be careful.
What's the hurry?
I see. This could very well have something to do with the defiled statue.
But what is the Abyss Order?
No, that's not. Unlike Osile, who was just today, it is just his. The Abyss Herald may just be targeting the spirit of Andreas in an attempt to garner some information from one of the Animo Archon's old companions.
What's the hurry?
The Abyss Order!
Don't underestimate the enemy. Let's take them now. Freeze! The closer we get to the target, the more enemies there are.
Yeah. Huh? Why not?
It has nothing to do with wolves. I cannot possibly agree with his action. Besides, you're the one people like. There's nothing special about... It's just my opinion. You shouldn't play even if the god in...
Don't trust them and don't...
Lest I repeat the failings, I will...
Huh?
The destruction of the nation of Canria by the gods is the reason the Abyss Order now seeks to destroy the nations watched over by the Seven. Well, enough chit-chat.
What a strange man. Yeah, that's true. You also at the rite of dissension and live.
Honorary Knight, Paimon, what are you two doing here?
Oh, Master, Rosaria told us that you...
Then your help is... I just scouted out. Rosaria told me that the Abyss Order is... But the Abyss Order and
They just like the cause. The Abyss Order already went after Deval.
Regardless, whether Honorary Knight, this god's spirit, he does not... Okay,
you. Not welcome here.
You claim to be a guardian, yet your once sharp claws have clearly dulled since. If you serve us, lies. Lies.
What the heck is this? Oh no!
Wolves never surrender. But
no matter how.
What's the hurry?
You come a little.
Oh.
Surrendering will be gentle.
All life will perish.
Scatter! Cool it. This moment will be frozen.
Futile.
Dodge this.
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer.
Cool it.
The world will fall.
You're in for a little shock.
What's the dodge this? Propagate!
Come a little closer.
The abyss shall. The serum. How does an old no matter?
It disappeared.
Thank you. You came.
Human Lupercal, but still.
Lupus Boreas never refuses trial. I too didn't.
Wait. So you mean the Abyss Order had everything prepared to
Thank you. You.
No, besides coming.
I pay no. It entered into my. But it could not think. I eventually damaged it greatly with one of my attacks. Before it fell to the ground.
By the sounds of it.
Missiles. I do not know this strange word. As I said, it could spin, leap high into the
Fireballs? Anyway, it sounds like the first one was waste, but in this story, it was
Don't know.
Yes, you were we need to keep it.
Yes. You too.
Well, there was some good intel. Quick, let's go tell Dane.
We'll finish the rest of Act 4 and get settled.
You're in for a little shock.
Freeze! Cool it!
I saw her, but as both the Lion Fang Knight and acting Grand Master, if I'm not careful. But back to the matter at hand. I defeated some... I see. Well then, we can more...
Huh? Real?
That information combined with a more comprehensive analysis. For example, the old story you told me you... Exactly. The strange story told to you by that young sister.
Paimon gets after it was damaged, then, went back then.
It looks like we need to make a trip to Storm Terror's lair and What do you mean?
Huh?
Test your luck. What's the hurry?
This is it, right? Ooh, huh?
This requires another using elemental sight on a field tiller is a... Let me give it a try. And done. The very thing the Abyss Herald, all of the Ruin Guards today.
Prototype?
As the Abyss Order has surmised, and if the limbs of Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, are attached to the staff, and this newly born god will have the power to topple the... Yes. Let's go back to those ruins and I'll make sure...
AR-40.
So after all that running around, we end up right back here again. Look at us. We barely escaped this place last time, and now we're strolling right back in. Gee, surely we must be some of the bravest adventurers in all of Teyvat. That or the stupidest. To get to that creepy statue, we just need to follow the path we used to escape last time. That should take us right to it. Yep, that'll work.
No!
Let's go! And remember to be on your guard.
Ah!
Looks like we're here. An eerie, lifeless, dark chamber. I understand the evil aura you were describing earlier. Be careful to not be overwhelmed by the power of the...
You sense correctly. You are just as vexatious as ever, Dainsliff, enemy of the Abyss. I sense your soul is stained by terrible bloodshed, perhaps from your darkest nightmares, unless... Oh, and something far more dangerous. You reek of a corruption familiar to me. Then we are the same. We're both dangerous. But dangers from outside of the Abyss Order must be caught and caged.
It is your words that forever reek of corruption. Time to silence you!
Bow before the Abyss!
Dodge this! Scatter!
Let's dance. Come a little closer. My. You're in for a little shock. closer. You're in for a...
Scatter! Freeze! Propagate!
You're in for a little shock.
I'll protect us.
Scatter! Frostbite.
Come a little closer.
Freeze!
The end is nigh.
Come a little closer. You're in for a... Don't be such a brute.
Scatter!
Let the show begin.
Spring forth!
Come a little closer.
I'm a bit...
Not good.
Princess.
Hey! Could that be?
Ether.
Wait! You're
Ether, why are you with Dane?
Uh-huh? Your sister?
Lumine.
What?
You shouldn't team up with this man. He is my enemy.
Lumine.
But it must be said. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to stop the Abyss. That man, Dainsleif, was the Twilight Sword, one of the royal guards of the final dynasty of Conrad. A curse of immortality was laid upon him to forever wander the wilderness, while he watched the people he was supposed to protect turn into monsters of the Abyss.
You're saying Dane is from Conria? And you said the people turned into monsters? And the whole thing about Dane being your enemy...
Home. Yes. Of course. Home is wherever we are together. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the Abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end. Listen to me, Ether. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, brother. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
left. Oh, don't be too sad. We'll find them again. Look on the bright side. At least now, as well as the Seven, Dane is also a key part of finding your sibling too, right? That's right. By the way, but they... Oh! First off, off, it seems like your sister is leading the Abyss Order. Even the Abyss Herald answers to her. Also, your sister said that she wants to... Next thing, turns out the Abyss Order monsters are really what the... And Dane is from Conria too! So that's why your sisters... But if the monsters of the Abyss are the same people that Dane protect... Also, how come, after all this time we spent searching for your sister, it turns out she's on the side... Yeah, then we can't let ourselves get down about it now. Our journey's not over yet. Let's get a move on. Time to leave this terrible dark place. If your sister wants you to... Come on, traveler. Let's go.
I think we'll end it off here for tonight. We'll be back at it again, trying to get all the materials we need to prep for our 2 new recruits. I'll see y'all later.